Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a day where I talk about one of the best big men to ever step foot in a Chicago Bulls arena into the United Center and his likelihood towards retirement, and how I think the Chicago Bulls should potentially try and find a way to allow him to retire with the Chicago Bulls. Now, it's not going to be easy and it's very, very unlikely, but I just feel like it can't be a Chicago Bulls channel if I don't talk about one of the best to ever play for our team. And yes, I do mean that. And let's talk about him now. Let's talk about one of my favorite players to ever step foot and wear that Chicago Bulls jersey. Let's talk about Joakim Noah. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show and welcome back to another video. Today we've got another Chicago Bulls video in relation to one of the best centers that I think the Chicago Bulls have ever had, and his name is Joakim Noah. He's put the passion, he's put the drive, and he's put the love into this city and to this team, and I think it's time for people like me, anybody that does rate Joakim Noah and was watching Joakim Noah, I think it's time to give the love all back to him on his likelihood to retire. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Joakim Noah, and overall, is he one of the best Chicago Bulls centers that we've ever seen on this team? And ultimately, what do you like him as a person? Because I think more as a person, more of the passion, again, as we like to talk about, the passion, the love for the city and the team, the way that he played every night, he put everything out on the floor. He loved this team, he loved us. So the fact is that people like that you tend to be more drawn to as a player and as a fan. Everybody wants to feel like that the players love them and the players are working hard for them. And Joakim Noah was kind of the representation for that. The hustle, the grit and grind, the rebound, the hard work, all of that, Joakim Noah resembled in abundance. And it was something that is very good to watch. And I'm blessed that I was able to watch at that time, because as many people know, I'm a relatively new NBA fan. I guess not really new, it's been nearly 7 years now, but that was around the time when Joakim Noah, D Rose, Jimmy Butler was coming into an emergence, and all of those players. And Joakim Noah was a prime example of someone that I believe was going to be a fantastic player for this team, and he was around the MVP. He was in talks to be the MVP at the time that I was discussing him, and the time that I was enjoying his watching his games. And yeah, I'm very, very proud of the career that he's had. I wish he could have won a championship. Unfortunately, it hasn't meant to be. But I think the big thing here is that he actually hasn't retired yet. But he's likely heading towards retirement according to multiple sources. Joakim Noah is leaning towards retiring, then joining another team if there is a team available for him. Most roster spots are filled. But the Chicago Bulls, in my opinion, this is the time to respect the players that have played for your team before. So either Joakim Noah is going to wait to retire and just technically not retire until the Chicago Bulls have a spot for him, or I think the Chicago Bulls should waive someone and sign Joakim Noah onto a one-day contract. Even I think the NBA allows you just to sign a one-day contract to retire. It's definitely something that can happen now as well. I think the Chicago Bulls should do their due diligence and allow him to retire as a Chicago Bull once and for all. We did it with Luol Deng. Luol Deng signed a one-day contract with the Bulls so he can retire as a Chicago Bull. Joakim Noah should be doing the same. I think all players that was in that team, that iconic team that we had, I think most of them wants to retire as a Chicago Bulls player. So Joakim Noah, in my opinion, should be no different. Now, again, he's someone that I'm going to miss in the NBA. There's not many people out there like him anymore. The way that he played, the way that he talked, the way that he was brutally honest with some of his answers. I mean, I learned a lot from Joakim Noah. I learned that defense can win you games. Defense could get you to the MVP. I mean, he was not the best statistical player, but defensively, the guy was an animal. And fourth in his MVP race. He also taught me to not holiday in Cleveland. Who wants to vacation in Cleveland? He's taught me a lot of things, man. So I'm very thankful that I got to see him when I did get to see him in his prime, in in the young stages and his prime stages for the Chicago Bulls. I got to see him in New York and I think Memphis. He's playing for Memphis and the Clippers. I have got to see him a lot, and a lot more than I probably would see most other players back then. But I just wanted to say that I am very proud. If he does retire with the Chicago Bulls, I'll be very, very happy. I'll celebrate it. And if he doesn't, I'm just going to say, like, congratulations on a fantastic career. Definitely, he was Defensive Player of the Year for us as well. Definitely a player that is worth watching. Again, all these things that I've said about Joakim Noah, man, it doesn't hold a candle to actually seeing him play in person. So there are obviously retro games you can go and watch. I recommend you do that, because Joakim Noah is a hell of a player that did so much of the dirty work for us, was the reason why we were as good as we were. Many people might not like that because D Rose was the main guy, was the MVP of that team. But I don't think we would have been anywhere near as good if we didn't have Joakim Noah on that team. So it's a celebration for me on a fantastic career. Hopefully, if he doesn't retire, he's able to find a team soon, but leaning towards retirement is a big step for Joakim Noah. I'd love him to do it in a Bulls uniform. A lot of people want him to be an assistant head coach. I would absolutely not mind 100% if he becomes an assistant head coach, because one thing that he'll add to this team is the passion for this team, being that he is a Chicago Bulls primary player. He loves this team. I would absolutely bring a player like that. There's no real issues, no real reason why we shouldn't be able to have someone like that in our locker room, have someone like that as a coaching player to bring the hype, bring the joy of actually playing for this team. And we've done so well so far. If this is an addition that the Chicago Bulls want to make, I am 100% completely fine with bringing Joakim Noah onto this coaching staff and allowing him to continue his career as a coach in the Chicago Bulls. Now that seems a little bit more unlikely, but I do think the likelihood of Joakim Noah retiring as a Bull is still very, very high, and I hope the Chicago Bulls will find a way to make that happen, because at the end of the day, I think he's deserving of retiring on a team that he loves so much and that we loved him so much. It's a perfect match. We're going to be celebrating it if it does happen. But yeah, this is the video talking about it. With that, there's other news as well. Of course, a training camp. We've seen some training camp highlights over the course of a few days, and that's been good. But yeah, no real new interviews or anything like that. Preseason is so close now, and we've got so long until the regular season still. I mean, we still have, it's December 21st. We've got around 2 weeks or so. But in just a few days, we're going to be playing our first preseason game. You're going to see my first game review or game reaction. You're going to see a lot of things on this channel, man. I mean, the Chicago Bulls are not going away on this channel very easily. I know in the middle of the season, things can get stagnant and boring, especially towards the middle of the season. But that don't matter to me, man. I'm going to do what I do, and hopefully people will take more notice. I'm going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Joakim Noah leading towards retirement. One of the best Chicago Bulls centers to ever step foot in the United Center. One of the best passion, love for this players, love for the city that I've ever seen. And I look forward to hearing it from himself if he is going to retire. I look forward to hopefully him retiring as a Bull, like with Luol Deng. We did a fantastic job doing that with Luol Deng, and I really want to do that with Joakim Noah as well. So Chicago Bulls front office, Chicago Bulls, whoever makes the decisions, the owners, it's time to pay respects to one of the best centers to play for that team, and let him retire in a place where he should be retired. Let him retire as a Bull, because that is obviously his main home. That is where that's where he started his career. That's where he should end his career. It's as simple as that. End it on a lovely note. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys in another Chicago Bulls video. We got a lot more coming, man. We got a lot more coming. Have a wonderful and safe day. Take care and peace.